What's up, everybody? I'm Kyle Carlson, and this is the Rollback BMX Podcast, the #1 BMX podcast in the universe, according to me. I am kind of between trips right now. I am about to jet off to Sydney, Australia for the first stop of the Vans BMX Pro Cup. I'm taking a red-eye from Sydney to Tokyo and hopefully catching Van Homan and Brian Kaczynski's Uncovered event. From there, I am going to Hiroshima, Japan for Feast. So basically, the next couple weeks are going to be pretty nuts. I had an interview planned for this episode. It fell through at the last minute. All good. Hopefully we get that made up soon. So I was going to talk to you alone, and I was thinking about it and realized I had access to my old buddy Ryan Mills and figured we should catch up with him. Hopefully you know Ryan's story. A BMX injury led Ryan to pain pills, which led him to heroin, which led him to jail, and his life was a big mess. He got his life together. He's clean. He's riding bikes really well, kicking ass. I've had him on the show before, but since last time, quite a few pretty cool things have happened. Ryan now has a job working towards getting other people off drugs and is still riding good and doing a bunch of cool stuff. So listen up as we catch up with my good old buddy Ryan Mills. This is the Rollback BMX Podcast. Let's party. So I was going to sit alone and talk to myself today, and then I realized that you were sitting at home doing something with yourself today, so I figured we should catch up and talk some shit. What's going on?
Hi.
How's business?
It's going good, man. A lot of cool stuff going on.
So last time we talked about how you liked to do heroin, then you didn't like to do heroin.
Correct.
So now you don't do heroin. And I think the last time we talked, you talked about, I said the word talked a whole lot of times here, how a goal of yours was to possibly work with people that are dealing with addiction. And I think basically like a month or two after, it seems like you kind of fell into that job much faster than anybody expected.
Yeah.
So what is your job that you have now?
Well, right now I'm working for the state of Nevada for the Department of Health and Human Services, and I'm a peer support specialist, which is kind of like a guy who is the middleman between drug addicts and the government, I guess.
So what would your day-to-day consist of? Are you actually meeting with these people or what?
Yeah, I go to some meetings, but most of it's on the phone. I kind of do it all at home. And so like one of the projects we're doing right now is like a couple documentaries like on chronic pain and prenatal drug abuse type of things. And like, I don't know, it's like they kind of ask for my opinion on how they're going about things so they're not doing it all wrong, because they're kind of the corporate world of
and you're from the streets.
And I'm from the streets. And that's pretty much why I got the job.
So was it hard to get them to trust you? Like, how did you fall into this? Because that seems like it wasn't that long ago you were locked up. I mean, you're what, you 3 years? Coming up on 3 years sober?
Yeah, 3 years sober. And no, it wasn't actually that hard to gain trust from these guys. This is kind of like their mission right now, is reducing the stigma on drug addicts and giving people more of a second chance in life, like prisoners and people going through rehab and destroying their lives and not being able to get jobs. They're trying to turn that around. And
that's primarily based on opioid pain pill addiction.
Yeah. Well, in my case, yeah, there's some other peer support people that they hired, but mine's the opioid epidemic.
Do you feel like you've actually had a chance to help some people?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, they kind of asked me like questions on like, okay, so one thing we're doing is like a bad batch awareness text messaging thing, and they're kind of like picking my brain on like how.
Now, just for idiots that don't know, like myself, bad batch, is that when a contaminated batch of drugs is out there?
Correct. Or just a lot of overdose in one area and blamed on the drugs, because fentanyl, which is like a super powerful opiate, is like being mixed into heroin, and it doesn't take a lot to kill you.
Do people do that to make the heroin stronger, or do people do that to make it, is it cheaper?
It's cheaper for them and stronger, so it's both.
Okay,
yeah.
And that's what drug addicts like.
Yeah, they love it. So it's killing a lot of people, unfortunately, and so...
So did you ever have anything cut with fentanyl?
Yeah, I'm sure I mean, I OD'd a few times.
So everybody has. If you're in the game, you're putting some fentanyl in your body.
At this point, yeah, most of it's contaminated with that. So
it's a gamble every time you take it, beyond just I'm doing drugs.
Pretty much, yeah. It could happen to anybody. I mean, drug dealers are they're going to want the strong stuff because people are going to want to buy from them. So it's cheap for them to put this in there, and it only takes like a grain of rice amount to.
Now, is this specifically for shooting it?
No, it's all of it. Shooting it, smoking it, snorting it, whatever.
So it's anything can be contaminated like
Yeah.
this. So you guys are working for a way to, when something is contaminated, to try to get the word out so people hopefully don't do drugs?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure how well that's going to work because
nobody trusts anybody?
Yeah, that's what I kind of was telling them is like there's paranoia involved with drug addiction, and who's going to want to set up with the government informing them on where bad drugs are, and drug addicts don't really have a means of getting out of their neighborhood to go find other drugs, safer drugs. So it's kinda,
I mean, from your perspective, if you were in the middle of your downward spiral, full-on addiction, shooting up every day, smoking it every day, whatever you were doing, and you got an alert that there was some bad drugs out there, would you have not done drugs?
I would have continued to do drugs.
I figured. That seems to be the mentality.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, these drugs are bad, I'm going to go find other drugs somewhere else. I need drugs now, and I don't care where I get it from or what's in it.
So do you think there's a way around this? Is there actually something you could do, or is this just hoping for the genre of addict that isn't quite that hardcore? Is that kind of the goal here?
That's the hope, yeah. And I mean, it's important to have that information. I don't know who's going to use it, but it could help save lives. So that's the main point.
Yeah.
And there's other things like there's another law, the Good Samaritan law, which is if you call the police or the ambulance on an overdose, the person who calls cannot be arrested. Like they can have drugs on them, anything. They could be criminals and they won't be arrested because they want to save that life.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah, it's a pretty new thing. And another thing is like the Narcan reversal drug.
That's what they shoot up your nose, right?
Yeah, they put it up your nose, or they can inject it into you, and it reverses the overdose. There's like just recently been vending machines in town in Vegas that actually have the Narcan in it.
Like just on the streets?
Yeah.
No
so
shit.
Yeah, but to use it, you have to be set up with the government and be registered with your ID, and so that's another problem too. So
we couldn't just go grab it.
Right.
Have you ever had experience with that? Have you seen somebody use it, or
no?
had to use
I've
it?
never seen it been used or anything, but I heard it works pretty well. So
and that's just like basically a lot of adrenaline, right? That kind of
pretty much
restarts your
yeah,
heart.
I think so. And I mean, I think the Canadian
Beast.
Shane
Huron?
No, not him, but he's there. But they have like the safe zones where you can go shoot up, and they have like a stock of Narcan, and they can go do drugs legally and have safe drugs, get it from them, and if they overdose, they have that Narcan there, and supposedly they haven't had any overdoses where there was a death.
What do you think about that? I'm so torn on that, because it's like, if you're going to do it safe, but at the same time, it's like, are we promoting doing this? Because in reality, we should be saying, don't do this at all.
Right, but people are going to be doing it no matter what, and I think it's a great thing to have a safe place where the drugs are being looked at and tested, and you can bring your own drugs in and they test it for you, like a little piece, to make sure you're not going to die from it. And it almost reduces the want to do drugs because it's legal.
Yeah. So is it all decriminalized? Is that how it works?
I'm not really clear on that for Canada.
So
but
when you're in the office with the people here that you're working with, and things like that come up, what do they think about that? Are they like, this is something we should look into, or are they kind of like, oh, that sounds gross?
I mean, a lot has to go into that
to
get it to become something like the norm here.
Yeah.
But they look at everywhere else where they've been successful, and so I mean, I think the want for that would be here, but the pharmaceutical drug company has a lot of power, and it's just, that's making a lot of money for this country, but it's also killing a lot of people living here.
Give and take.
Yeah.
Give and take.
Yeah.
How are you doing? I mean, 3 years, you still completely no desires?
Nope. It's getting easier every day.
Yeah?
I really, it's like I was reborn kind of when I got out of jail. And
minus religion?
Minus religion. And, it's like learning life over again. It's like a fresh start. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you don't go to meetings, and you never have. I hear people that I was an alcoholic and I haven't drank in 10 years and I still go to meetings.
Right.
What do you think? It's just because you're riding and you have BMX people around that are positive?
Yeah, I think so. If I didn't have BMX, I would still find another hobby to take up my time. A lot of these people that don't have friends and have been in the drug world for so long, they don't have anywhere to go. They don't have friends that aren't using drugs, so the meetings are super important for them.
Yeah.
And getting through those steps kind of helps you morally and remember what it is to be an actual decent human.
It just seems tough to me. Do they never fully accept? I'm better. I kick this thing's ass. I think you can accept you're not a fucking addict anymore.
Right. Yeah. That's kind of
you've had your shit in the past. You beat it. Now we're back to life.
Yeah. That's kind of their mentality, which I kind of don't agree with. Is you go around the room, you say, "Hey, I'm Ryan Mills. I'm a drug addict."
Even though you haven't done drugs in a long time, and you're not a fucking drug addict anymore.
Right. I mean, obviously the addiction disease part of my brain is there, but I just focus it on other things. I mean, I'm an addictive personality for sure.
Do you ever wake up and you're like, "Fuck, I want heroin today"? Sometimes
I'll have dreams where I'll be doing heroin, and I'm like, I wake up and I'm just like, fuck, I just fucked up everything. And I'm like, oh, that was a dream. All right. But yeah, it's not good. I think I had one last night. It was a weird one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's still embedded in your brain somewhere.
Yeah.
I remember you were saying, and we don't have to talk about this if you don't want, but I know you were, maybe the last time we talked, you were with a chick and she had a kid and you were kind of helping raise the kid and stuff.
Yeah.
And she was a former addict and she basically kind of fucked up, right? And she's not around anymore.
Yeah, she had a relapse. I'll kind of just leave it at that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I tried my best with her, and I don't know. She's just off on her own. Hopefully she's doing good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess that's kind of a sign that not everybody can have the same approach at this that you do. You're literally done with it. Right.
Yeah. I mean, I can be as cocky as I want, and and it could be true. I feel like I'm done with it. I look at it as the enemy. The drug use is the enemy, and the people that come with the drugs. It's just a terrible environment to be in.
Well, it seems like you've done a lot more living in these past year and a half than you did for a decade.
Yeah, it took me a while to remember that. So much I've missed out on, and just taking a quick road trip to California or Arizona or wherever reminded me and giving me a lot of more self-confidence and just being me as a person.
And you're all good? Are you off probation and everything? Can you just go?
Yeah, I'm good to go anywhere. My felony got dropped, and so that was part of the conditions of going.
So you're not a felon?
No, not a felon.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so just tried to do everything right and got it all done, and that's in my past now. So
yeah. How's your body feel?
Body's pretty good. My bones are pretty brittle from all the abuse. It's probably going to take some time to have strong bones again.
Yeah.
Because I fall and I break pretty easy.
Yeah. I just watching you ride, even in the past year or so, it seems like you've progressed a lot. It seems like you're pretty much as good as you've ever been, even back in your heyday. Minus less backflip to manuals and shit. But even I saw you do that the Lake Havasu sprocket over kind of 180, 90, 180 thing. I remember you trying that back in the day, and I don't know if you ever got it.
Yeah.
Maybe you got it. I rember you got the one in Megatour.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a
flat
hop up.
Yeah.
The one you did the other day was the sickest one I think you've ever done.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, just having fun. I don't know if I'm better or worse. I'm more cautious, that's for sure. I'll save things for other days. If I can't get it, I'll just go back and get it another day. I'm not trying to really break myself too much.
Yeah, there's kind of no reason to.
Yeah.
But if you're having fun progressing and stuff, it seems like it's going well.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of vibe off the people I'm riding with. If everyone's doing something awesome, I'm like, I want in on this, So
yeah.
A lot of it attributes to the crew I ride with, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Vegas scene has gotten pretty tight.
Yeah.
Especially since 2 months ago we lost a good dude, Shane Picata.
Yeah.
And that kind of brought all of us a lot closer together because we kind of realized how quick something can be taken away.
I know you were real tight with Shane. It seemed like you guys were riding a lot.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw him before the shit went down?
I think we rode 2 weeks before
he
got murdered. So yeah, but he was he was coming back into it strong. I mean, he had kids and a full-time job, but his love was in BMX, and he was a super good rider.
Dude, he was incredible. He had a crazy natural talent where he wasn't out there every day, but just like the shit you can't fake, like a proper turn down or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the shit you kind of can't just like.
Yeah.
You can grind a handrail and not ride for a few months and hop on a handrail. It's
Yeah.
probably a bad idea, but like a turn down and finesse like that has to be a little bit natural. But.
Yeah, he had the it factor for sure, and I don't know. It's a shame that he had to go that way.
I know everything's in court still. Do you really know what happened?
I don't know the full thing. I know there's an argument, and I know the dude got out of the car after they kind of resolved the argument and shot them just like without saying anything.
So the argument was resolved when this happened.
Yeah.
Huh.
And yeah, it's kind of crazy. The dude that shot him, he's bailed out of jail now.
Really?
Yeah. He's like they give him a really low bail, which is fucked up. But yeah, I'm just hoping that dude gets what's coming to him.
Is he getting charged with murder then? Is it first-degree murder, or what are they?
I'm not sure, but they keep pushing the date back because I've already tried to go to 2 court dates, and they keep pushing the date back for more.
I mean, you're a criminal. What does that mean?
Right. It just means they don't have all the information they need to thoroughly like put this guy through court and get a justified sentence and all that.
From what you know, and having been through the court system and whatnot, is this guy, do you think he's going to get off easy?
I hope not. I know he has a really good attorney, but the facts are there. I mean, it's all he's going to definitely get his.
And I think he was a felon before, wasn't he?
I'm pretty sure. I know he had priors.
He had a criminal record, and if you have a criminal record, I believe you can't have a gun, and he clearly had a gun because he used it.
Yeah, and yeah, he's pretty fucked. I hope he goes down hard.
Yeah, I think everybody here probably does. Mm-hmm. But it seems like since that happened, you've kind of gotten close to Shane's family and stuff. And
yeah,
how are they all? They're hanging strong.
They're pretty strong people. Yeah. I mean, they're doing a lot for their son. Like we've had a few memorial rides, and I'm taking his stepson next week for his birthday. He wants to go to a skate park, so we're gonna go out and ride with him.
Nice.
And, yeah, it's been rough on their family for sure, though.
Yeah. No, it sucks. You know, situations like this, there's just nothing positive that really comes out of it. You know, It's great if it kind of brings a scene together.
Right.
Kind of, you don't know what you got till it's gone type of thing, but it sucks it takes this. It sucks that it takes 9/11 for people to be like, we stand together as Americans.
Right.
It's like, yeah, because everybody just died.
Right.
Like.
Yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, if you can get something positive out of something negative, then I see no shame in that.
Yeah. I mean, that sucks. Really a tough blow to a small scene.
Right.
A dude that's been around riding BMX for, probably 15 years.
Yeah, longer, I'm sure.
I probably first met that kid. I think I'm a couple years older than him, and he was probably 13 or 14 when I first met him.
Yeah.
You know, probably the same for you.
Yep.
So, but, fuck, that sucked.
Yeah. It was terrible.
But. Yeah. What else is going on with you? You still getting on the road a little bit? I know you're just in Arizona.
Yeah, I'm trying to travel as much as I can with the limited money I have, but I'm gonna go up to Portland for the Go Fast Pull-Up premiere.
When is that?
That's I think it's April 20th, 420.
Is that at Goods or is that at like a bar or something?
They're having it like at a theater, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
cool.
gonna go up without my bike, but Casey Badger is gonna leave his bike for me to ride.
Is he not gonna be there?
Because he's gonna be in Mexico fishing or something. So that should be fun. I haven't seen the Portland guys since I've been high.
Dude, it's gonna blow your fucking mind going to Portland. There's so many high rises. It's such a different city.
It's different. Yeah.
It's. I probably go maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Yeah.
And I go just enough to where it's like, oh man, this is fucked.
Yeah.
Like every time I want to go to a certain restaurant or a certain bar, it's been replaced with a high rise, and it's just like I still love the place, but it's just getting crazy.
That's how it goes. Vegas is on their way to doing that too, with the Raiders coming, and it's gonna get gentrified or whatever it's called. And
yeah, but I mean, at least they have a great guy trying to get heroin off the streets, right?
Right.
Something like that.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah, that was a compliment and whatnot.
Yeah.
What of the trips you've been on, what's kind of been some of the highlights so far?
Just seeing old people and reconnecting with people has been good. See, in there, me and George Bugby went to Arizona last weekend. Got to see Adam Batten and Jinja Ninja. Those dudes are cool.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I want to go to Salt Lake soon and go see all those dudes up there. I don't know. Highlights are just having fun on the bike, I guess.
Yeah. How's the old stranger running?
Stranger's running good.
Are they hooking you up?
Rich has been a good dude. Rich Hirsch helped me out with bikes when he doesn't have to, so that's really awesome of him. And I don't know, he's keeping me rolling, so that's awesome.
I know you got a jam coming up, right?
Yeah.
What is that?
Got the 3 years sober jam coming up on May 25th this year, 2019. And a few companies are going to send some stuff. Hopefully it'll be bigger than last year. That'd be cool.
When where is that?
It's at the Boulder City Skate Park in
Okay.
Nevada. Yeah. Anyone's welcome to come if you want to come.
Did you say you don't want to do any more of these after this?
I might not. I mean, being sober isn't like a big deal to me anymore. So it's
I don't do heroin and I don't throw myself a party every year.
Right, exactly. But it's a cool reason to get people together. So it's more for just getting the scene together and have some people come down and have fun.
Yeah.
That's
reasonable. What else is on your horizon? You got anything exciting coming up? Long term?
Might be going to Australia here in June. Possibly go do some bike riding out there and like some opioid awareness out there too. But
is it a big problem in Australia as well?
Yeah, they're starting to get pretty bad out there. It's kind of in the rural areas, I guess.
That makes sense.
Pretty intense. Yeah.
But
as future plans, other than that, I don't really have too many. Just keep grinding it out.
Don't die.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm going to Australia in like 2 days.
Nice. Oh, yeah. So I think a lot of people, I posted a picture of you with a helmet the other day on Instagram and a bike. You were riding a BMX bike. And I got a lot of DMs like, oh, he used to ride.
What?
So let's clear this up. Did you used to ride a bike?
Yeah.
What'd you used to do? What kind of cool tricks?
Really bad, easy shit.
Yeah.
One of those things, just I was never good at it. You know, I had a long conversation about this. I think it was with Dennis Anderson on his podcast. Kind of one of those things where it's just still got love for it and whatnot, but it was like everybody's really good and I'm not, and I'm kind of finding more fun in documenting.
Right.
You know, and if something's not that fun or whatever, like why would you do it? And not in a negative way at all. You know, just like I can go out and get work trying to double peg down a 3-foot tall ledge, or I can go film somebody ice pick down a 20-stair rail. I find that more rewarding.
That's good. Well, who gave you some advice on your first camera when you got it?
Are you talking about you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember, but
oh yeah,
probably you.
You had a screw-on fisheye lens adapter, and you're asking how to take photos. It was awesome. But I think you should do a double peg grind on a 3-foot ledge this year.
Fuck, really?
And post a clip.
I'm getting older.
That's fine.
It gets harder.
You can do it.
I'll make a deal with you. I'll do that. That'll be my throwback, but you have to shoot up heroin.
All right. I think the world needs to see you double peg a ledge, though.
I'll see what I can do. I like motorcycles now.
All right, well,
you know,
we'll do it.
Did you follow the Vans event at all? That first Vans event in Australia next week. That's exciting and coming up in the BMX world.
Yeah, that's cool. I watched that stuff. I mean, it's pretty intense stuff, but I appreciate the bowl contest more than like the box jump kind of contest.
Just more relatable, or what aspect?
I think viewing it is more pleasurable to me. But that's just me. I like to watch flowy, nice, styly tricks and all that.
Yeah, I think it was last year. Brandon Lupos just decided to send double flares at it.
Yeah.
So you got your hucking in there too.
I guess I'm not gonna watch it this year.
Well, if you didn't know that, apparently it wasn't. I didn't do my job very well. If you didn't know that.
Yeah, maybe I just blocked it out, but. That's cool, though.
Yeah, so last year it was Larry Edgar won the whole series. Who's going to win this year?
I would say Larry Egger.
He's won the last two, so it's kind of a safe bet.
He's pretty good, man. He just knows how to do it.
Yeah, goes high.
Yeah.
Is muscular.
Who do you think?
Boyd Hilder, you watched him at all?
Oh, yeah, he's really good.
He's been doing really good this year, and I
watching
feel like it's kind of, he's on the cusp of just being like, I'm better than everybody else.
Yeah.
I think he won Simple Session this year. He's been kind of on the cusp at the last couple Vans events, and I feel like shit's really coming together for him. He's on a whole new bike this year. He was on Volume Demolition last year. He's on Federal and Odyssey this year.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? How people kind of have that transition. I'm sure you've seen it with a lot of people where it's almost like something happens and everything kind of just comes together, and I feel like that's probably where he's at right now.
Yeah, he's at the breakout point. Yeah, I would assume Dennis will do pretty good too.
Yeah, he generally does. But you can't stop that momentum, man.
Yeah.
And somebody has that momentum, and I feel like Boyd's riding
he has it for sure.
A lot of momentum right now. It's in his country. He rides that park really well. He does downside double pegs a lot.
Yeah, those are nice.
You know?
Yeah, he's really good.
Great guy, too.
Yeah.
But and then from there, I go to Japan for Van Homan's amateur contest.
Ooh, that's in Japan?
Yeah, an uncovered thing. Him and Brian Kaczynski are putting it on. I don't know if you followed those at all last year, but it was kind of like the only real street-based amateur contest going on in BMX.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
They had a really good turnout, so Van's putting that on in Japan, and if I leave on the red eye on Saturday out of Sydney, I should be able to make it there for that.
Nice. Is it a lot of Americans going for that, or just
probably not?
Mainly to discover AMs out there.
It's mainly for them, and I think the winner gets a spot in Battle of Hastings.
Oh, nice.
So it's kind of a big deal for their scene and whatnot. I'll for sure be there. I know Kaczynski's coming out. Maybe Daryl now. I talked to him about it a little bit, so we'll see. A bunch of us are going to be in Australia, so we'll see who actually makes the trek over immediately. It's not easy to do, and if we get any flight delays or a rain day or anything, we're not going to make it, but hopefully that's going to happen. So a lot of cool shit going on in Japan, and there's not a whole lot of well-known riders over there, so it's kind of cool to get the shine, you know?
Yeah. When's Battle of Hastings?
It's this year.
This year sometime.
I want to say September. I have it on my calendar.
Okay.
But you trying to go to that?
I might. That just sparked an interest in me. It'd be kind of cool to go.
You haven't been overseas since you came back to life, have you?
Right.
That would probably be a good one.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
That one or one of the Vans events might be cool too. They have a Vans event in Germany this year.
Yeah.
Kind of a new one. The Spain one was awesome, but that's done.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least temporarily, just because they did it multiple years in a row, and you can only do an event at the same park so many years in a row.
That makes sense.
It's a bummer to see it go, but I totally get it.
Yeah, switch it up.
And then after that, we've got the first ever UCI FEAS event of the year.
Oh, is that the Olympic thing?
Yeah, which you're probably real excited about, right?
Yeah, can't wait to see that.
Really seems something that'll fit your desires.
Yeah. What isn't Rob Darden teaching?
Rob Darden's a coach in China.
So he's a trader?
I think he's making a living for his family.
Oh, nice.
But yeah.
That's cool, dude.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. You know, the coach for the United States is a British dude.
Really?
Jamie Staff, yeah.
Huh.
So I guess it's not that, to me, I'm with you. It seems weird. It seems like all these people are all like I can't imagine going and being like, no, I represent Spain now.
Yeah.
You know, but
I would totally do it. I don't care.
No, and I think that's kind of where Rob's point is too. They're like, hey, you want to come do this? We'll give you $100,000 a year. Like, yep, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
And
props to Rob.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do.
Yeah.
You know, as far as BMX in China goes, they've got a ways to go.
Who's the people from America going to the Olympics, you know?
Well, there's only going to be one, maybe two guys.
Yeah.
And one, maybe two girls. So it's not set in stone yet. It all kind of depends on the qualification process. For the men, Nick Bruce is up there. Justin Dowell, I don't know if you know him, but he's been doing really well.
Okay.
Daniel Sandoval's a maybe. Those are kind of the guys on the men's side that are pushing. And then on the women's side, Hannah Roberts. I don't know if you know her, but she
does like the flares.
Yeah, she's gnarly.
Yeah, she's good.
I see her being in there, and probably Paris.
Nice.
If you know Paris. She won the World Championships last year. She's from Reno, actually, which is super random. Yeah,
that's cool.
Same state as you.
Right.
But she goes really high and fast.
And the actual Olympics is 2020?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I believe July, August 2020.
Where is it?
Tokyo.
Cool.
You know, right by Van's amateur contest.
Yeah.
So the winner of Van's amateur contest gets in the Olympics.
Nice.
Not actually. But, yeah, kind of an interesting time.
Yeah.
Do you follow any of that shit?
Not at all.
Do you care at all?
I care. It's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's going to make it worldwide, I guess.
It kind of already is worldwide.
Yeah, but I mean, everyone watches the Olympics. Not everyone watches the X Games. It's pretty popular in jail.
Is it?
Yeah.
Tell me about that. Tell me about watching the Olympics in jail.
Okay. Well,
people get really excited about diving and shot put throwing and stuff.
People love it. It's insane. So I think I was watching, what was that show, American Horror Story? We had that going on, and so we'd have
That's bullshit. You guys get to watch American Horror Story in jail. I work my ass off to be able to watch American Horror Story.
We had our TV, and everyone got really upset because they kept going to the Olympics. Like, oh, we're not watching it this week, and everyone's like, oh, fuck this, man. Watch these people running, but like most of the people in jail are so stoked on sports or whatever. But I don't know. I think they're stoked on it because they're illegally betting in the background, like their commissary.
So are people are they mostly excited about the Americans or no?
They don't. I don't think they care. I think it's just a betting thing for them. Just
interesting.
Do illegal things in jail.
Do they regulate betting in jail at all, or are you kind of allowed to do it?
I mean, they try to. We used to play poker all the time illegally.
That's a hard thing to hide, playing poker.
Yeah, and they're just like, oh, no, you can't win anything. But obviously, we're all putting a soup in and putting it in someone's bed, and then whoever won got the soup.
Damn.
But I knew people that were doing phone call bets outside, for actual money.
Really?
Yeah, I had a guy put a bet on for me. I was like, oh, I'll put the money on your books or whatever, and I won the bet, and then he put all this money on my books.
He came through?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was pretty cool.
Some jail honesty, huh?
Yeah.
You miss jail?
It was fun.
I
don't miss it, but...
What was the longest stint you did?
6 months.
That's a long time.
A few different 6 months, yeah. It's a long time.
Was it always
in there? It's you never know when you're getting out, and it's you're waiting for the courts to give you a date, and then you finally find out, and you're like, God, and then they push it back, and you're like, God damn.
Was it always in Las Vegas, or did they ever ship you elsewhere?
It was always Las Vegas for me, and I was in jail in Portland for a day one time.
Nice.
But, yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
How does Vegas jail compare with Portland jail?
Portland jail's scarier for sure.
Why?
They're just crazy up there. It was crazy. Well, maybe because it was my first time in jail, but I was scared. I was just like, man, this is wild. Vegas jail seems kind of like summer camp.
A lot of people,
but you have to be
DUIs and shit.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, you see a lot of crazy shit though. I mean, a lot of fights and crazy shit going on.
You ever get in a jail fight?
Pretty close. Never did it though.
Purposefully avoiding it, or?
Yeah, I didn't want to get in any more trouble. Go to the hole. It's just a mess.
Now, is the whole solitary confinement?
Yeah, and you get 30 days for fighting, and you can get 30 days for a lot, just talking back to an officer.
Did you ever go in it at all?
I went in the hole one time.
For how long?
A month.
No way.
Yeah. So.
Do you start going nuts?
Yeah. You just do a lot of pacing around your room, working out and freaking out. Do this one long day. It's crazy.
And nobody do you talk to the cops or anything? Do you talk to anybody?
There's they let you out of your cell for an hour a day to take a shower and call somebody on the phone.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people that are in the hole will just walk around to the doors and try and talk to you.
Oh,
and
really?
They're all pretty crazy people.
Yeah.
In the hole.
What did you get thrown in there for?
I had a medical condition. I lost my arm, shooting up, and they were like, oh, you can't be with the regular population. So I was just in there for medical reasons.
Really?
But yeah.
Huh.
It was cool.
For medical reasons.
And malnourishment. They gave me extra food and stuff while I was in there. So that was kind of cool.
You got hooked up big time in the hole.
Yeah, I put on a bunch of weight.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you weigh right now?
I think 165.
What do you weigh at your worst?
130.
Damn.
Yeah.
How tall are you?
6'1".
So 6'1", 130, you had to be about dead.
Yeah, I was pretty dead.
Yeah.
When I got out of jail, I was 200 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. And that's just been shaving off since I've been riding every day.
Was a lot of that was it muscle and stuff from working out?
It was pretty fat.
Just sitting around not doing shit.
Yeah, I mean, I was working out a little bit, but yeah, it was mostly fat and ramen noodle weight. That's kind of pointless stuff. But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Bullshit sodium, water, it holds water and shit.
Yeah.
I know you had a lot of, not a lot, but a handful of people in the BMX community reaching out that had also dealt with similar things to what you went through.
Yeah.
You follow up with any of those guys?
Yeah, I talked to a lot of people on a regular basis.
Yeah?
Like, yeah, all over the country. It's crazy.
Does it seem like people are doing well, finding some inspiration?
A lot of people are doing pretty good. I'm pretty impressed with a lot of people, and I've like kind of sparked inspiration in just people losing weight or doing like other just little things. Like, oh, you beat drugs, I could probably not drink beer for a couple months.
Yeah, but drinking beer is cool.
If you say so. But I don't know. It's cool. It's a cool thing to inspire, I guess.
Is that overwhelming at all? It's kind of weird.
It feels good. It's like a natural high. Like helping people.
Keeps you honest, I guess.
Yeah. And people slip up and they tell me they slip up, and it's just like, all right, well, learn from that and push forward.
Do you think there's a lot of there are a lot of BMX guys hooked on pain pills out there?
I would assume so.
Especially when guys get closer to your age now, and probably if they've ridden consistently.
Yeah, I mean, the doctors still think it's the best way to I don't know, help your pain. But there's alternative ways to do things, like CBD helps, and that's not addictive. There's a bunch of things you can do. Just exercise, eat right, all that. But
do you use CBD? Yeah,
I use CBD.
Do you notice a big difference?
Yeah, it's kind of night and day.
Do you use a rub, or what do you use?
Yeah, I use a rub, and I'll take like the tincture.
You drop it under your tongue?
Yeah. And that seems to help, like when you're in a lot of pain. I don't do it every day, but
I know some people do.
Yeah, some people do, but I just do it when I'm like really hurting from riding.
I didn't realize it, but CBD is still like outlawed in a lot of countries.
Yeah,
like they still look at it as like marijuana. Like
I
was looking to bring some to somebody in Japan. Just another American. Just I was going to ship this to you, but instead I'll just bring it to you there. And I looked it up just for the hell of it, and it was like, I could go to prison.
Yeah, don't do that. I think all 50 states. Is there 50 states?
It's 50 states, but I think it's still federally illegal.
Yeah,
it's really weird.
I don't know. I know it's illegal. The CBD part is legal in all of America.
But I think it's federal regulation. I don't understand it, but it's really complicated.
Yeah,
but I mean, when you sit down and talk to the people you work with about addiction and whatnot, what are their views on marijuana?
I've brought it up a few times, like with chronic pain, like documentary that we're gonna do. I'm like, what do you guys think about CBD? And they're just not well versed in it. They don't really know.
Even THC though. I mean, if you find
relief
in there, it's a whole lot more positive than
right. And I don't know. They just obviously it's legal, but not if you have a job, kind of thing. Like, you can't really smoke weed and have this job, but it's legal. What the fuck? Like, people are drinking and still have this job. Like, that's legal.
It's crazy that alcohol is just not restricted at all, and marijuana is.
Yeah.
As from a man that drinks a lot of alcohol. Like, it's just like, you could go to any corner store and buy a big plastic tub of whiskey and drink yourself to death. Right. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Like, if you're over the age of 21 or have some sort of fake ID or whatever, like anybody can go do that.
Yeah. And that's a pretty big problem. And I think alcohol is more of a gateway drug than pot was ever,
Yeah.
So
people definitely abuse pot. I think you can abuse anything.
Right. I have nothing against pot. I am actually all for it. My brother has MS, and he uses it for his relief, and I fully support it. It helps him.
Yeah. He notices an actual difference from...
Yeah. And it's just, why not? It's not non-habit forming, right? So...
Yeah. I think it's difficult to get physically addicted, but a lot of people end up mentally addicted.
Yeah, I think so too. Like...
Yeah.
I remember when I was smoking all the weed in Portland, I'd be like, I need to get high before I go ride. And then that translated to, I need some pills to go ride. And then it just kind of went deeper.
But you don't think it's a gateway drug?
But I don't think it's a gateway drug.
You think it's completely unrelated?
I think mentally I got addicted to it.
Yeah. How about cigarettes? You going to quit doing that shit?
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've slowed down a lot.
Have you?
Yeah. I'll do 2 packs every 4 days instead of 2 packs every 2 days.
That's half. Yeah. That's big.
Yeah, so I've been slowing down.
Yeah. Do you want to? Do you feel any negative health effects from that? Or
yeah, for sure. I can't ride for very long, like without dying of needing oxygen.
Have you pretty much smoked since you were 19, 20 probably?
I was 18 when I bought my first pack, and I was just on it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're 34?
34, yeah. So half my life.
Pretty solid, pretty solid run of smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
It's crazy when you do the math about how old you're getting and you're not a child anymore. And I just think about when I talk to people where it's like, oh shit, I guess I've known you 15 years.
Right.
Like people, BMX people and stuff, you know? Like even like the whole Shane Piccata thing was like, I guess I've known Shane for more than half my life.
Right.
You know? Like,
yeah.
Getting old's tough, man.
It is. I tried quitting. I lasted 2 days, and then I started freaking out, so I need to reevaluate how I go about it. I might do, like, patches or something.
What do you think about, is it ayahuasca?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about that as a treatment for cigarettes?
I've heard it works, but I don't know if I want to go do that. That's kind of crazy.
Seems kind of crazy, yeah.
And I think it's expensive, too, so...
Kind of a weird thing to be expensive, a natural thing. I guess that's the nature of the world.
You got to have, like, a shaman there, and... You gotta fly there. You gotta stay down there. You gotta do all this stuff, and it's an intense trip.
I had a weird experience a couple years back when I was going to Bolivia for an event, or not for an event, for a project. We were doing a Red Bull thing, and flew to Colombia, met up with a dude, spent a few hours in maybe a day in Bogota, and then we flew out that night. We were flying to Bolivia, and we landed, and I just assumed we were in Bolivia because everybody's speaking Spanish. And I don't know shit, but apparently we were somewhere in Peru. We had an issue with the plane.
Yeah.
And we were like in the Peruvian Amazon, like there's parrots flying around and shit, or I don't know, colorful birds are flying around. And apparently it was like right in the heart of like the ayahuasca world.
Oh, really?
And we ended up being stuck there for like 8 or 9 hours. My buddy I'm with was like, oh, let's go do ayahuasca. And I'm like, I'm kind of terrified and I haven't slept in 3 days. I'm on one hand, I'm glad I didn't, because it would suck to be stranded with all your stuff and then have something else bad happen.
Right.
But on the other hand, it's like, I don't know if I'm ever going back to the Peruvian Amazon.
Right. Did that other guy do it? Or?
No. I don't even think he was serious. I think it was kind of like a hypothetical. Like, oh, we could do this while we're here.
Yeah. I think it lasts for 24 hours.
Does it?
Yeah. So you have been on the plane tripping.
I'm sure somewhere between let's do it and actually doing it, something would have happened where we ended up not doing it.
Yeah.
But I've heard a lot of people saying it works for cigarettes. There's like the, is it Chantix? Is that what it's called? Like a pill you take and it makes you hate them?
Yeah, I've heard about that too. I don't know. I don't want to put pills in my body anymore. So
that's probably responsible.
Yeah. I don't want to have to rely on something like that. I'd rather do it naturally and just do it right.
Do you just prefer to be completely sober?
Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean,
you don't want to smoke weed. You don't want to have a couple beers.
No, the options are obviously there.
Yeah.
I mean, I could go do it right now, and I like being in my right mind now.
But I know, like, you'll go out to the bar and stuff.
Yeah, I'll go to the bar.
And you're good with it? Nothing bothers you?
No, it's fine. It's funny. It's just funny watching people be drunk and idiots.
You make so many addicts, or former addicts, seem like huge pussies.
Do I?
Yeah, just because people are so like, I can't be around this. I can't do this. Oh, I can't even go in this bar. And you're just like, oh yeah, I was in jail for heroin like a month ago. Let's go hang out with all these dudes doing heroin.
Yeah. I just went down to the hood the other day where I was and went and talked to some people that I was doing drugs with. I was in their house, and
wow.
Yeah, I mean, there was meth on the table. I was just sitting there just like, yeah, you guys need to change your life, you know? And
was that a work thing?
No, I just did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just like, you need to go talk to these people. Like, certain people you care about in the drug world.
Even though they're an addict, they're a decent person.
Yeah, they're decent people, never burn you, and, you know, I have knowledge that they need. I mean...
Do they remember you, or are they so...
Oh, they remember, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, everyone that I was getting high with, I mean, they say they're inspired by me and want to quit too, but they never really put it into action.
Yeah.
So like sometimes I'll go down and just try and talk to them and be like, you can get out of this. I mean, you know how deep I was in it with you.
Yeah.
You can get out. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how much that changes things, but I try a little bit.
It just seems like it would be so difficult to do it without the BMX circle.
Right.
I think you just need to do something.
Yeah,
like, what are you going to do? Like, you almost need to like introduce them. Like, here's a brand new hobby, a brand new obsession. This is what you need to do now.
And I feel like extremely lucky to have BMX, and I feel extremely bad for people that don't have anything. I'm just like, you are really, how are you going to function? Like,
I even think about that, like with people that go to the bar every night.
Right.
And it's like, I've been drinking less since I kind of got into riding motorcycles more because I want to be able to get up early and go fucking drive the motorcycle for a couple 100 miles, you know? Like,
exactly. Yeah, and it doesn't seem too appetizing to be sober when you're in that, because you're hustling, making $400 a day, and you could get sober and go get a $10 an hour job and get less than $100 a day, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing?
It's
like
a weird downward spiral.
Yeah, it's like, dude, I could just be hustling and making like 4 times the amount of money in a day.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
you get locked into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just super.
Because that's what you were saying. I know you said you had to like, we're doing like sheetrock or something. And it was just a dog shit job.
Yeah.
Right? Like, is that something that was real difficult and just not making shit for money?
Yeah.
You hate the job?
I was just like, this is miserable. I needed to change something up. And I just quit. Didn't have any options. And I was just like, fuck it. I'm quitting. And then the state job came along, and thank God at the right time I was broke and it worked out. So, I mean,
you're still psyched on it, the state job?
Oh, I love it.
You want to keep working?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Think it's good, positive?
This is great. This is like the most fulfilled I've been in a job ever, and it's just...
It's kind of the realest job you've ever had, right? Which is kind of ironic.
It's a real actual job, and it's something... I don't know. It's different, and it's awesome at the same time. There's a lot of freedom in it, too, and... I don't know. I feel pretty lucky.
That's jobs in 2019. I think a lot of jobs are kind of like... You don't have a set schedule, just get your shit done.
Right, yeah.
Which makes sense to me,
yeah,
you know?
Definitely makes sense to me.
It's weird when people check out at 5 p.m. and check in the next day at 9. It's like, I'll just bang out work for 3 days straight and I'm going on vacation.
Right,
you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I have that option. I could work 5 days a week, but I'm just like, I'll do 4 10s. And, have 3-day weekend and more time to ride, more time to chill. Yeah.
They're chill with you traveling and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I could bring my laptop with me and travel and work.
What if you wanted to go somewhere for if you wanted to go to Battle of Hastings? You want to go for a week? Could you do that?
Yeah, I can just not get paid. You know.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
too.
because I'm a contractor. I can just be like, all right, I'm taking this week off and just go
for the old sanity.
Yeah.
Personal sanity.
Yeah, and which is needed definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to go try to do something, whether it's Battle of Hastings or even just a good trip on your own.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to go to events and hang out with people, and
that would be a good one.
Yeah, I think that one looks cool.
Yeah, I haven't been. I need to go this year.
Yeah,
I went to that park for the first time maybe 2 months ago, and for a Vans thing. Awesome park, awesome people. They run a really cool operation. Where you're at, like you're kind of under the water.
Yeah,
like I don't know if you've seen the building and stuff, but it's kind of a surreal.
I've seen like pictures.
Pretty surreal experience. I'm going back in I think a couple weeks for a Mongoose Jam.
Nice. Yeah, the Source Battle at Hastings thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
They always have like badass riding going on too. It's like it's cool, like where people are like kind of unleashing the shit they're trying.
Yeah,
you know, it's not like this is a contest round where I have all this dialed already. It's like people are trying new shit and either landing it or not.
They have a cool space too. They have a coffee shop in there, like food and stuff, and it's just right on the water. It just seems like a real positive thing.
Yeah.
And I'm saying this having never been.
Yeah.
But I haven't been in the past just because of a crazy travel schedule, and that's not changing. But this year I need to try to, hopefully I'm not pulling the hypocrisy thing again. Like, I'm going to Swamp Fest. No, I didn't go to Swamp Fest.
Yeah. I might try and go. I'm gonna see if I can go.
It would be rude not to.
Yeah.
Probably get a flight to London for not that expensive. Take the train down from London. It's like an hour or 2 hours or something. And
yeah.
Party on, you know?
I'm into it.
Yeah? What's next for you?
Nothing.
Good.
Just I'm doing some class for work that I'll be doing tonight because I'm doing this now. So I'll be reading some chapters on a community health worker. But
have you gotten really frustrated at this job yet? Have you had to deal with some idiots that were just driving you nuts?
Not really driving me nuts. I've just had to say a couple things to a couple people, just kind of being rude about addicts and stuff, but that's it.
Kind of just opening their eyes to the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
I think when people don't see it, it's easy to make assumptions. This couldn't happen to me. This couldn't happen to my family.
Until it does.
You are less than me.
Right. Yeah. And I understand that view for sure.
Yeah.
But now that I've been like the lowest of the low, I don't have that view on anybody. So I kind of take offense to that and will stand up for the people that are still down there.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it. Not many people will.
Yeah.
So got to stand up for them, but hopefully they can find ways out.
Yep.
Do you think this opioid thing will ever end?
I think there's too much money in it.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to make it safer, and we're trying to do that. So hopefully that works.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does end, but you never know.
It just seems so difficult. It seems so difficult to end and so complicated, and there's so many people involved, so many palms to grease, you know? And
right. Yeah. It's crazy.
I guess the moral of the story is,
Let's turn into an anti-drug fucking podcast.
Be a vegan. Yeah, I don't know. All right, Ryan, I'll let you get back to your business. But thanks for joining the party. And
no problem.
I'll see you not in Australia because you bailed.
Yeah, sorry. Bye-bye.
All right, that does it for this week. Big thank you to Ryan Mills for the time. Follow him on Instagram at It's Ryan Mills. If you see me in Australia or Japan, feel free to buy me a lot of beer. And until next time, just remember, it doesn't count if you don't pull the rollback. See ya.